हेलो एवरीवन। सो इन दिस सीरीज़ हम लोग दो चीज़ें डिस्कस करेंगे, दो एग्जाम्पल डिस्कस करेंगे। पहला इज़ कैलकुलेटर एंड अनदर वन इज़ मनी। सो दिस विल बी अ टू पार्ट सीरीज। सो राइट नाउ वी विल डिस्कस entirely around the calculator, कि how to do test driven development when we are creating a program called calculator, right? So start करते हैं. So I will be using Ruby 3.4.4, which is latest as the time of recording it. So what I will do is I will just go ahead and I will do create a directory called calculator, right? And inside calculator I will just type rvm use 3.4.4, right? So what I will do is I will just open up code here, my editor. So this is how it's gonna look, right, inside calculator. So we will open up a terminal here, and inside terminal what we are going to do is that we will create few files. First one will be gem file, right? And inside gem file what I will do is I will give source ruby gems dot com. Let me check if this is correct. How to take a look around that. Let me check if gem file is correct. Yeah, rubygems.org. Okay, so we will do rubygems.org. This is our source, and once we have added the source, what we will do is we will do bundle install Rspec. Bundle, let me check. Sorry, https. Great, now it's good. If I do bundle, great. So right now there is no gem, so what we will do is bundle install Rspec. So question is, how do we install Rspec? Bundle add Rspec. Oh yes, that was the command. So after that I did bundle installed add Rspec, so it basically installed following gems. Yes, this is what we wanted. Correct. So this installed Rspec having version 3.13.0. So if we take a look here, so we should find out the latest version. So if we check the documentation, yes, it is the latest version that we have installed. Cool. Now what I will do is I will just create and add two different directory called lib and spec. And inside spec I will add uh, spec file for calculator. So I will do something like touch spec calculator spec.rb. Always remember, for a spec file we will always have underscore spec.rb file for every uh, class that we create. For example, if we are creating a file calculator.rb, so its associated test will be inside calculator underscore spec.rb. This is what we usually do. Now what we will do is we will type, so first of all we will type require, and inside it we'll have lib calcu.rb. So inside this what's happening is, so it will try to load the file where calculator code should be there, right? And now we will write our first spec. So I will describe the class which is calculator, and inside of this if we want to do logical grouping, so we don't do logical grouping for now. So what I will do is I will just go ahead and say it should add okay, so let me do something like this first. So I will give context according to methods. So I will give context like add, and let me remove this also. So I will do add, and inside of this what I will write it should add two numbers and give a number and give sum, right? So what I will do is I will just say calculator equal calculator dot add 2,3 and expect. Okay, wait, calculator dot new, right? And then we will have sum, yeah, equals for example we will type calculator dot sum 2,3 expect sum dot to equal 5, right? So let's test if this works or not, right? So let's see what is the output. I will type rspec spec calculator spec.rb. So we have got the error. So the error is load error, right? So since we don't have any file here, that's why we are getting load error. So what we will do is we will just add a file called calculator.rb. Now we will again run the test. Now it is saying that it is having name error, right? So in order to solve the name error, I will just say class calculator. Okay, I will run it again. Now it doesn't have the sum method, no method error, right? So I'll just say diff sum. If I do this, now it will say that it has argument error, right? So in order to fix that, I will just give argument x comma y. Now it will say expected 5 and got nil, so I will just say 5. So I can write this also, and I can just type this also, right? So the test passes. Okay, cool. Now the our tests are passing. What we can do is that we can write one more test inside add context, that it should uh, let's give one more example, right? So it should add 5 with 10. No, it should add to another 2 numbers and give a sum to for example I will give 5 comma 10 and expect sum to equal 15, right? So what I will do is I will run the test again. So it failed. Why? Because we got 5 and we were expecting 15. So what I will do is I will go and say x plus y. Sorry, yes. If I do this, you see my 2 examples have passed, right? So what I can do is I can add more inside add. So let's say what happens if we add 2 numbers, right? So it should add a positive and a negative number. So what I can do is sum equals for example minus 2 comma 4 and expect sum to equal 2. If we run this again, it gives us correct one, right? So we will move on with, we will try one more test for it and then we will move to another method. So it should add 2 negative numbers. and I will do calculator sum minus 2, and if we add this it should give us minus 4, right? So expect sum to be equal minus 4, right? So these are the 4 examples that we gave, right? Now after we have done with the add, we can go ahead and do the same for subtraction, right? So for subtraction, so in TDD what we have to do is we have to think about the edge cases that we can try and think about, right? So I will add another context called subtract, and I will just uh, subtract 2. But before that, what I want to do is key this all is getting repeated again and again, right? So what we can do is we can say something like uh, before each to calculator dot new, right? So what will happen is this line will be removed, right? And this is basically so we are enforcing here dry principle, so it's called do not repeat principle, and I will add it here also. Now we will start off with the subtract, right? So what I will do is in subtraction, so my first test will be like uh, inside subtraction, for example, it should subtract when first number is bigger than second number, right? So one thing I have noticed is that inside add context, so we can remove this also. Should add, should add, should add, should add, and should add this also, right? Yes. Then when first number is bigger than second number, okay? So what we will do is we will do something like subs TRSUT subtract equals calculator dot so I will say SABT subtract calculator will subtract 4 comma 2 expect subtract dot 2 equal 2, right? If I run this, we get no method here called subtract. So what I will do is I will just add code so that this error is resolved. So diff, right? If I do this, then argument error. If I do x comma y, got nil, so I will just return 2. Fast. Now what I will do is I will just copy to fasten this up. I will just paste when first number is smaller than second number, right? So 4 or 2 6 and it should be -4, right? And if I do this, there is one failure that we receive 2 instead of -4, right? So how we can do this? We can solve x minus y. If I do this, then we have 6 examples, right? Okay, now let's think of more tests, right? Like for example, it when 1 is positive and 1 is negative. So subtract positive, I will take 4, negative I will take -2. So expect dot 2 equal 6. So I will do this and it passed. Now I will do something like when both are negative. So when first number is negative and second is positive is a nice case. Yes. No, I think that will be same. So let's take for this, for example, when both are negative, then equals calculator dot subtract I will do -4 comma -4, then I will do expect subtraction dot 2 equal 0, right? So we have finished for subtraction. Now we have 2 operation remains. One is multiplication, another is division. We have modulo, square root, square also, but we won't cover. We will only cover for edge cases of multiplication and division, right? So let's start with multiply. So context multiply. So it when both are positive numbers 2, and I will type multiply equals calculator dot multiply, and I will say 2 comma 2, and expectation will be dot 2 equal 4. So what I will do is I will run the test, I will fix for this, and then I will run it again. I will fix for argument, I will run it again, I'll fix for this, I will run it again. So my text is fixed. I will move on. When both are when one number is 0, let's see what happens. Multiply dot 2 comma 0 expect dot 2 equal 0. So what we will do is we will run the spec and wrong expectation, so we will 2x into y. We will run the test again, so all are passing now. We will move to for example when one is number is negative, right? This is a nice case. When both number are negative, and we will say for one more test case, one number is negative, both number are negative. What else is remaining? Maybe for fun edge case, when not a edge case but just a case, both are 0, right? So for speed I will just paste it here, paste it here, paste it here, and all the examples are passing, right? Now we will go for divide. So context, so I will say this multiplication, subtraction, addition, and it's called division, right? So when Hmm. Both are positive numbers, right? So I will do diff equals calculator dot divide 4 comma 2 expect div dot to equal 2. So I'll run this. No method error. I will add the method divide. I will run again. I will give arguments. I run again. Then I will solve for nil. 2. All test cases are passing. I will move to another test. So for example, now so I can give like let's test these edge cases, right? It when positive number is divided by 0 2. So div equals calculator dot divide 4 comma 0 expect div dot to equal, I don't know, 0, but it won't be 0, it will be something else. So first I will run this and expected 0 got 2. So yes, so if I do something like x y, right, not sure. So if I do, so let's see what happens when we run now, right? 0 division error. Okay, so 0 division error, so we have to catch for this, we have to fix for this, right? So what we will do is we will just copy this and to throw error, let's see how we can check to throw, like how we can catch this error. Okay, so I think this is built-in race error. So we want to see Rspec catch error, right? So expect this to raise error. Cool. Div to raise error if I do this, to expect so which error is this? Which error is how to catch Rspec? Raise error. So when I am running this, wait, so this, let me do something like this. Okay, so calculator dot divide 2 comma 0 to do this. Divide. Why it's not happening? So let me check what's going on here. So let me read the code out real quick. Sure, so it is looking for a block of code actually, right? So expect, and I will do this. Right, and if I run this, yes, so now it is running all. Now let's continue and add more, right? So for example, when positive number is divided by 0, it when negative number is divided by 0, to expect divide minus 2 comma 0 dot 2 raise error 0 division error. If I run this 16 example, now let's think of more. Oh, what happens when we have two negative numbers and two negative numbers are given to expect I will just type div dot divide minus 2 comma minus 2, then expect div dot to equal 1, right? Okay, I think this was it about our first example. We will see each other again in second example. Thank you very much.